Welcome to Season 3 of the Take the Leap podcast. We want to thank you for being a part of this journey with us.
Whether you're just starting to tune in or you're a longtime listener of the podcast, you can expect to hear from entrepreneurs in all stages of their journey, how they got to where they are, and all the mistakes and victories they've had along the way.
We're excited to share new guests and have some returning folks from our first 2 seasons. Thank you for being here, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
Girl, when was the last time you read a book that didn't come with more trigger warnings than a pharmaceutical commercial? If it's been a while, may I suggest a palate cleanser? PDX Spellbound offers cozy fantasy rom-coms where the only red flags are some questionable fashion choices. Enjoy monthly stories set in a magical Portland where coffee shops are enchanted and the biggest drama comes from the talking magical cats. Your secret soft era starts with a free story at pdxspellbound.com. Monthly doses of wholesome continue for just $7. And don't worry, your book club doesn't need to know.
Hello, and welcome back to the Take the Leap podcast. Tori, how are you today?
I'm great. I feel like we're in the silly part of the afternoon.
I know, right? The later we get in the day, I feel like the more loopy
we do.
Which,
We get, and people are still listening, so I feel like that's an accomplishment.
It is. So thanks for hanging out with us. But yeah, so today we are recapping our conversation with Megan Eckman, which it is always so fun to talk to Megan.
Megan's amazing.
Especially when she's doing fun shit like PDX Spellbound and the stuff she's doing with Fat Cap. And again, this was another episode that we recorded at Sasquatch Media Grounds. Shout out to Mary Williams for having us in the space and letting us invade her space for the afternoon, because we definitely kept her longer than our 2 recorded episodes that day. But yeah, it's just such a wonderful space as well. But I do want to dive into the episode sorry, with Megan, because I think one of the things that has been fantastic about her is sharing that you don't need this massive audience for things. So I think a lot of people expect like you have to have an influencer level audience to do anything in business. Like you can, if your idea is to get famous and get brand deals and get different things. But what's more important is getting the right audience and getting an audience full of super fans, because they will by far outperform a massive list of followers that never take action. And I do have like a perfect example of this. When I worked for a national nonprofit, like they were so proud of how quickly their email list was growing. They're like, oh my gosh, we're at 4,000. Well, a good half of those emails were government emails, so like .govs and things that like folks had added as they were meeting, because we did a lot of advocacy work in Washington, D.C. And I was like, oh no, our open rates look abysmal, because if you know the spam filters for our government, although I'd question them now, given our current administration, but emails were just never getting there to those folks. And so I worked with them to like clean up our list, or I segmented out. I was like, okay, if we still want to send them to the .govs, they're going to be in this list so that they're not fucking up my open rate on the rest of the stuff. And sure enough, we did only have, about 1,000 like actual people who opened emails, clicked on things and did stuff like that. And so, yeah, I think people are sold this dream of like, oh my God, you have to have 10,000 followers to have anything happen. And it's like, if I had 100 people that bought everything I sold, and you have, 10,000 followers where 50 people buy what you sold, I'm doubled my impact compared to you. And I've cut through the noise that way.
Exactly. It does. Yeah. Having a big list could literally mean nothing. I remember very clearly in the early days of my business, I took on a client who it's very sweet. Like had like a really good mission. Like, but was still trying to figure things out. However,
Mhm.
they had like an influencer level following. Like, I want to say it was like 50,000
Oh.
followers on their brand. So I
Mhm.
was like, oh, okay, let's take a look at like what your stats are. And I remember looking and like people were not engaging at all. They were hardly even liking her stuff.
Mhm.
And she was posting the same things that she thought influencer Instagram lifestyle people wanted to see. I'm like, you're not posting anything of value here
Yeah,
at all. And how did you get this many followers on just this content alone? Turned out that she bought a lot of
of
them.
course.
Um, and a lot of the people who are following her were spam people, and there was a lot of spam in her inbox the more I dug in. And I was just like, this is not a sustainable practice. She's like, I just don't get it. I have so many thousands of followers. Like, how am I not getting sales? I'm
Mhm.
like, because these aren't all your followers. They're just accounts, they're not
Mhm.
your target audience. They're not people who are interested in your product. They
Yeah.
followed you either because you bought them or because they saw this really beautiful post that you did with this really beautiful photography that had nothing to do with your brand.
Mhm.
And you have so that all of this to say, you can have all the followers you want in the world, but if they're not the right people, it does not make a difference to your bottom line one bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the same thing if you, when you start a business and you're like, oh, my mom joined my email list and my mom followed, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's really cool. Is your mom going to pay your bills too and be a client
Right.
or be a
Right.
customer? Because, like, all of that stuff is really awesome. But also, you
But
need to have
also,
that, that
yeah.
grouping of folks as well. And yeah, that engagement really matters. And like, you know, if you buy 10,000 of those people, like there's so many bot accounts or fake accounts that are out there. Like, I have no idea how it happened, but John has a bunch of like weird Russian like bot followers on his Instagram. And he's like, I don't know what I did to do this. I was like, I don't know. You don't post that often. I also was like, don't click on suspicious links because we don't want a
Yeah.
phishing scam. Like, we don't want a phishing thing
Yeah.
by accident. But yeah. So having the right people, or I know I remember because this is in my head, Megan's tagline forever: "Find your weirdos."
Find your
Like
weirdos.
from our
Love that.
first episode with her, like
It's
find
so
the
true.
weirdos that want to engage with you. It's very, very important as well. And I guess that's a good point too to say that like you want that know, like, and trust factor. Like,
Hmm.
because if you have that, then folks buy into what you're doing. It's really easy to get to a yes, but you also have to path like a good thing, like a good thing. Like, you can't just give them shit and
Yeah.
assume that that will be okay. But I can't remember if it was in this episode or if it was in like another interaction that I had with Megan, because I'm in Mary's dojo program with her. But one of the things I remember her saying out loud was just like, everybody is just like, I think I just need to buy ads, or I need to do this, or make a big offer, or you know I just need to do insert thing that is not right for your business at this time. But you hear that this is the kind of marketing that works for other people. Like, newsflash, if you're following the advice that corporations are given, you are not a corporation. You operate differently, especially if you're a solopreneur. Like, you are the face of your business and you have to have the foundations set correctly. So
Yeah.
that was one of the things that we definitely harped on, is that like building your foundations is important. She used a lot of examples from like businesses that she built up, and then she was just like, there's no way I can use the list of embroidery kit people to do my other business. So you have to start over from scratch. But I think that that's one thing about entrepreneurship, though, is like, if you did it, this is the thing that I always tell myself in my head: if you did it once, you can do it again.
Right.
And what are the perfect conditions that you can create? Like, I won't have COVID back again. like, please no. But, like, how close can we get to the conditions to where you and I were very, very successful in those beginning years? Not that we're not successful now, but things have
No, but
changed.
yeah,
Things have definitely changed. Life has changed
the
for both
world has
of us. The
changed.
world
Yeah.
has changed. Yes, expectations have changed. And
That's true.
people don't, I won't say that the people had money to burn before, but people were a little less risk averse. Like, they were okay with risk,
Mhm.
and,
Yeah.
in years past. And I feel like folks they're clutching that purse string a little tighter these days.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think it was also just like COVID was just such a unique time. We were all just like, what is life anymore? Life is not real. Like
Mhm.
we were
Mhm.
just in weird spaces. We're like, oh, we're gonna do our own thing online. Okay, let's just do it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it just the timing of when you and I went out on our own to start a business that's primarily done online was perfect timing
Yeah.
on our
Oh,
part.
yeah. Yeah. Like, starting that right now would not
Mhm.
be the same.
Right. You could still do it, and it's still
Mhm.
easier than a, like brick and mortar business.
Yeah.
It just there was something about like everyone was coming to terms with the fact that business is just done online now, and
Mhm.
they were just coming to terms with that fact at the same time and
Mhm.
willing to spend money on help with that. And yeah, it was just a magical time
It
that we
was.
won't
It
get back.
was. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and things move so fast now. I feel like I just was having a conversation with a client this morning, and she's just like, "I heard the SEO doesn't work the same way anymore." And I was like, "You're correct. There's this thing called ChatGPT that also impacts your
Yeah.
results." And she's like, "I don't think we're showing up there." And I was like, "Let me open Google Analytics and see if this is true or false." We
Mhm.
definitely saw spaces where ChatGPT was a referral traffic source to them. So I was like,
That's
I haven't
great.
done I was like, I haven't done anything, because they're in like a weird website system. I was like, I haven't done anything necessarily to do that for you. So because they're hosted through like another service, not me. But I was just like, well, we can start asking questions and try to figure out more about that. But anyways, I
Yeah.
feel like I got way off base here and want to bring it back to our conversation with Megan. Again, we get loopy the longer it goes into the afternoon, guys. But yeah, I thought it was really interesting. So, uh, bless you.
Thank you.
Megan's just idea of like helping you find your first 100 fans.
Hmm.
And that she said, like, fans are actually built through participation and not just blindly broadcasting. So this is something that I know that I say a lot, and I know that you say a lot, when you're creating content, when you're doing social media, when you're putting things out there for your audience, you also have to answer them back. It can't
Hmm.
be a one way, it can't be a one-way communication. Like, your audience wants to be involved in the journey. They want to see themselves in the journey. They want to feel things with you. I thought it was really cool the way that Megan is formulating PDX Spellbound, which are these like little rom com little vignettes in Portland based places, and that she's going to visit these places so that she can like actually have real life like descriptions of them.
Hmm.
Oh man, and I can't remember what the show was. I think it was Pig, which was like the movie that had Nicolas Cage in it. That was hilarious. Do
Oh
you
yeah.
remember this? Where
I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, I remember talking about it.
it was a very strange concept, but I remember, I think that they were leaving like Forest Park or something like that, and like driving back like into Portland proper. And it was like this like 10-minute montage of different things. And I'm like, was like the bridge out? Like, why'd you go that way? Like, that would not be the way, you're like, that would not be the way I would drive
Right.
there. But, somebody who doesn't recognize Portland is just like crossing all these bridges. I think it was that, either that or it was a like a TV show, but like they basically like went across the Burnside Bridge and then went like back across the Hawthorne. Like, they basically were going like side by side. And I was like,
Down the
you wouldn't
bridges
have gone across
that
all,
way.
you basically zigzagged like across the
Yeah. Doesn't
But,
make any sense.
they're doing like these scenic drone things, and I'm like, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes 0 sense of what you're doing there. But yeah, so that would be a way to like take people out of the experience if you're just like not having an authentic way that you would be in that space.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. She's so smart, really good at what she does, so creative.
So I want to like side pivot to where, because I think we only touched on it a little bit in the episode, but I don't know if you've listened to the podcast yet. Megan and Mary have this
Not
podcast,
yet.
but oh, it's so
queued
good.
up. It's queued
It's
up on my thing. I
so
really want to
good.
listen to it.
I like binged all of it. And
Nice.
I was like, oh my, I binged their premiere week, and I was like, wait, what? I don't get an episode every day. Now I need to wait.
That's awesome.
But one thing that we talked about was like networking not being random, that you actually have to be like strategic. You have to know what room you're in. I think she used the example of an American Marketing Association event where somebody she was talking to went there and was just like, well, it was okay, but they were all marketers. And she's like, honey, you went into a room with a bunch of sharks and there was no prey. There was nothing to eat. Like, you guys were all shark. Like, if you want shark playtime, that's totally fine. But if you don't, if your goal as
You're looking for
clients,
clients. Yeah. That's not where
have
you
to
go. You don't go to
yeah,
other marketers. Yeah.
exactly. Like, you have to hang out in a room where either your clients hang out or where people who are not the same industry as you hang out, that could be referrals for your clients. So like,
Right.
you and I could hang out in a room with HR, HR people, with operations people, with IT people, anybody else who like gives a service to a business or a nonprofit. Like, we could hang in a room with them and be like, do you work with nonprofits or small businesses and things like that, as well. So yeah, shameless plug for the awkward handshake, but I look forward. I still don't even know what day they publish that I have to like queue it up in my list to start getting there.
Yeah, it looks really good. I've heard a couple clips and I'm like, I need to listen to this. This sounds so good. So
yeah. Awesome. Well, any other thoughts on our conversation with Eckman?
I don't think so. I've just, other than it's a really great listen if you haven't listened to it yet. The links on where you can find all of her stuff, including her short stories in PDX Spellbound, the awkward handshake, all that stuff will be in the show notes. And yeah, just so creative. Love talking to her.
Mm-hmm. I will also shout out every time she does like a LinkedIn, I don't know if they're newsletters or articles, always fantastic examples of like like just well formulated examples of marketing, and brand stuff as well. So I feel like I always learn something from her every single time, even though this is what we do every day.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, awesome. Well, don't forget, friends, go listen to that episode if you haven't. And now we're going to transition into our favorite part of these solo episodes together. And that is, what is your win for this week, Tori?
Yeah, well, I've been really prioritizing spending time with friends. Yay. And that means my cup is full. Like it went so long without feeling like my cup was full all the time that me really prioritizing that has really helped a lot. So that is my win for the week. What is yours?
So I'm very, very excited. Veronica Jans, who you know, and I, Veronica from Business Laid Bare, and I are doing a accountability exchange, for ops and marketing. So
nice.
Yeah,
Yay.
we had a
That's
really
exciting.
good like initial conversation, because she wants to work with more nonprofits. And then, she was so cute and so funny. She was just like, well, I feel bad. I feel like I'm just taking. And I was like, I need my handheld to work on ops stuff. So we are doing like, an accountability trade thing. And I'm so excited.
It's going to be so good for you.
Yeah. I know I am just terrible at doing, like, when I'm by myself, I will do anything else other than the things that need to be done. I do the I call it productive procrastination. I will do something. It just probably isn't what should be prioritized right now. So
Fair. Well, and just to kind of knowing more about you and like where you're at in your business right now, like it's probably like the perfect time for her to
oh yeah,
help you in that way.
to look at things. Yeah, as we're growing and expanding. Okay, so on the flip side of the coin, what is your do better for this week?
Yes, my do better. Exactly what I just said.
You know, Freudian.
What I was going to say. I need to focus on my sleep right now. Now obviously having a toddler can't always help some of these things, but I do know I'm seeing a pattern. He hasn't been waking me up as much in the middle of the night, but he is waking me up very early. And my response to that is to stay up very late. So I need to. They're not going well together, but unfortunately, staying up late gives me the space I need to like write and read and like do like some of these things that are filling my cup.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to give that up, but I need to sleep more. So I need to figure out a better system so that I'm getting sleeps as long. Wow. Obviously, I need the sleep.
Yeah.
I'm getting sleep and still getting what I want and need as well.
Done.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. That totally makes sense.
So yeah, that's my thing. What about you? What are you going to focus on right now?
I need to not sign up for too many things that become free labor things. Yeah. So exercise that saying no, clearing stuff off the plate, giving the hot potato back. So that is what I'm working on slowly but surely this week. Also in a way that doesn't feel like I'm dropping the ball on stuff, because I think that is where I get more in trouble, where I'm like, oh fuck, I haven't done a thing and I feel really guilty. But it's just like, also your time is valuable, and if you're not getting paid for a thing, not saying that you should, I still like to volunteer and do other stuff, but I think occasionally I feel, and occasionally I do feel like a little resentful and taken advantage of. So I'm dealing with that in my brain right now.
Fair.
But yeah. All right. Last question for you, Tori. What is your piece of media content for this week?
Yes. Okay. Well, I have another book. You know me. I almost always pick a book. It's called I Have Some Questions for You. It's by Rebecca. I am going to butcher her last name.
It's probably Mackay.
Mackay. I'm so sorry if that's wrong. She is now an author that is forever on my list of like authors to read, because she is so good. I actually still am a few chapters away from being done. So I don't know how it concludes yet. I will tonight, assuming I don't stay up late because I'm working on my sleeping. But it's about, basically she goes to this boarding school in high school. There's a death that happens, murder. They put a guy away for it. And then later on in life, she becomes a teacher, and she goes back to do like some lecturing, like temporarily. And it starts kind of opening the can of worms of like, is this what really happened? She teaches like media. So she's a podcaster, film producer, like that kind of a thing. So I have some questions for you. Like it turns into, like kind of like podcast situations. So anyway, all that to say, it's a really good book. She has the kind of writing style that once you get sucked in, you can't put it down. And it's a really interesting use of point of view. Like she is talking directly, like the narrator is talking directly to a specific person.
Ooh.
Which you don't see very often.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. Highly recommend.
Nice.
Highly recommend.
Awesome.
And maybe the ending will change my mind. Who knows? But
okay. I mean, at least it was enjoyable thus far.
Yes.
Which was good. Yeah.
So What about you? What's on your obsession list right now?
Well, since I already talked about the awkward handshake in this episode, I'm going to pivot and choose something different. We just happened to be kind of like browsing random stuff online. So we rewatched I think it's Batman Forever, whichever one it
Okay.
was Val Kilmer in it, and then Batman and Robin.
Okay,
They
yeah.
are so corny and it's just so funny. But it was really enjoyable because I think Batman Forever is the one where Jim Carrey was the Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones was Two-Face. And then, of course, Batman and Robin is where George Clooney was our Batman. And what is his name? Arnold Schwarzenegger was Mr. Freeze, and Uma Thurman was Poison Ivy. Yeah, so it was just fun. And
That
Alicia
is
Silverstone was in it, and
Oh,
I totally forgot about that. She's
weird. Yeah.
Alfred's niece. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
super super weird. But yeah, this is one of those movies that you like don't you haven't watched in like years,
Yeah.
and yeah, so it was
It's
just
kind of fun.
it was just fun, and I was like, well, maybe we should watch the rest of them, like including all the ones with Michael Keaton and like the Penguin and stuff like that. So we might go back and watch those. But it was just funny just to be like, wow, we thought this was good. But it's so corny
But
now.
it's so corny
It's
now.
so
Yeah.
corny now. So
What we all
yeah,
about that stuff.
yeah, I've definitely been in a mood to watch like previous thing, like older
There's like
shows. So
there was a study recently that was like a lot of people are really interested in things that make them feel nostalgic
mhm.
because it helps, I don't know, relax, helps your
Yeah,
brain. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't remember the purpose of it, but
yeah,
I just remember reading somewhere and I'm like it kind of makes sense though too because we're millennials, right?
mhm.
You're
I'm a
millennial.
millennial. Mhm.
And we are kind of at that point where we're like the middle like big population that people are catering to,
Mhm.
but we have like a group of people who are older than us and then we have a group of people who are younger than us but they're
Yes.
now adults and working,
Yes.
and that's strange, so we're kind
Yeah.
of in that weird like what am I trying to say, we're in our
It's like
prime
a
I guess, but we're in the
yeah. Well,
middle
or
like
also in that
yeah.
multi-generation like, this is
Hmm.
'cause there's some boomers that are still working. There's definitely Gen
Yeah.
Xers that are still working. Millennials is us, and now Gen Z, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 generations still
Yeah.
in the workforce, but that I would say boomers, you gotta
Yeah.
you know?
But then if you're in public office, you could be what,
Oh
from the
my
silent
god.
generation? So that would
Yeah.
be
I know.
because
It's
you
just
just
so
won't give it up.
strange. Yeah. Won't give up that spot.
Yeah.
What's I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm because I'm 85, like 1985. Some people they add the X Zennial because
Okay.
we're right on the cusp. So and then it's weird because my parents are Gen Xers. They had me young. So
Yeah.
I feel like I get really influenced by Gen X
That's
because
fair. Yeah.
and I lived it with them for some things.
Fair.
So yeah, and Hawaii was very behind, and a lot of things took a while to get there. So I feel like we
Interesting.
were
Yeah.
always behind in the times being on
Fair.
the island. So yeah, awesome. Well, thank you,
So,
Tori, for
thank
another
you.
wonderful, lovely conversation.
Yeah.
Listeners, thank you for tuning in with us again, and we will see you next time on the Take the Leap podcast. Thanks for now, and bye for now.
Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Take the Leap podcast. Check out our show notes to connect with us and our guests. If you have questions about the episode or ideas for future topics, send us a direct message on Instagram or email us at aloha@taketheleap-today.com. If you're interested in being a guest, fill out the guest interest form on our website.
If you're a new entrepreneur who is looking for a roadmap to move your business idea forward, check out the Take the Leap course on our website, taketheleap-today.com. Members who join the course also have an opportunity to join us in bi-weekly co-working and group coaching calls to build momentum and work on your business.
And if you'd like a flavor of what we offer, sign up for our free webinar with the 9 essential steps you need to launch your business with clarity and confidence. See you next time.